When I first met Mary Lane 8 years ago, I knew she would do amazing things. I watched her grow so much over the past year. She inspires me every day to be my best, and I've watched her inspire all of Tennessee FFA to be their best.
Over this past year, Mary Lane has shared countless chapter visit stories with me. She lights up every time she tells them. You can tell she really cherishes the opportunity to serve Tennessee FFA. She is passionate about agriculture and is determined to share her story with everyone. I am grateful UT Martin brought us together, and our love for Jesus and the FFA have made us great friends.
For about 7,530 days, I've had the unique opportunity to share my life with my twin sister by my side. For about 8 of those years, I spent a lot of time with her in the water, at swim practice and at swim meets. For 365 days, you have had the opportunity to learn what I already knew, that my sister is an inspiring and humble leader. So here we introduce to you
Our best friend,
Your 2017-2018
Middle Tennessee Vice President,
and my twin sister, Mary Lane Minatra.
Walking through this world for a moment, I know every day's a gift from you. I wanna turn these minutes into memories, so when my day comes and my time is through, let it be love I leave behind. Lord, I'm praying this will be the story that's mine. The way that I remembered, that my life be defined by the love I leave behind, the love I leave behind. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't wanna spend.
The light flashes and the buzzer beeps, and I, along with 7 other girls, dive into the chilly swimming pool. I start out with butterfly, I swim down the pool, I hit the wall, I have a split second to glance around and see that I am in second place. I think to myself, did I touch that wall with 2 hands? For a second I thought that maybe I just got myself disqualified. But I have no time to think, I just have to finish the race. I swim the other 3 strokes, catch a couple of breaths before I look up at the board to see how I finished. I knew I felt great in that race. I was confident that it had to be a fast time. I climb out of the water, grab my towel, and greet my sister who watched the whole race. She looked at me and informed me that I did get disqualified. I laughed and thought, well, of course I did. I didn't touch that wall with 2 hands when I came in swimming butterfly. Oh well, maybe next time. I had fun in that race and I felt fast while swimming, so I had something to be happy about. That day, I learned 2 things. I learned that we each only have this life to live, and we need to own it. A lot of times, we'll finish a test, a game, an FFA competition, and we're not happy with the results. When this happens, we all have 2 options. We can sit there in our disappointments, or we can choose to have a positive attitude and know that we did our best and know that that is all we can do. In my experience, we should choose the latter. When I think of someone whose positive actions made a difference in my life, I think of my high school English teacher, Miss Trail. I had Miss Trail for 3 years of English in high school. No, I did not get held back from English for 3 years, but some days I feel like I should have. In addition to her teaching responsibilities, she was also in charge of student council, where I held an officer position each year. So as you can imagine, Miss Trail and I got pretty close throughout high school. During my time at Eagleville, Miss Trail was diagnosed with cancer. She was a committed wife, caring mother, diligent teacher, inspiring cross-country coach, and a motivating student council advisor. This came about and her life was turned upside down. Most people would step back from their busy lives and stop teaching, but not Miss Trail. She kept coming to school, she kept teaching, she kept being the best wife and mother she could. She realized that she wasn't able to do all that she could before and that she needed to take it easy. But Miss Trail tried to keep her life as normal as possible. For her sake and for the sake of the hundreds she impacted on a daily basis. Miss Trail looks for the good in everyone and everything. Now, she was a tough teacher, don't get me wrong, but I learned more from her as a person than I ever could in a classroom. This year, Miss Trail is the Eagleville High School Teacher of the Year, which reminds me that when we go through something tough, we can still make a positive impact on those around us. Miss Trail never fails to look at the bright side of things. She decided to commit to the challenge of 100 happy days. In the middle of everything going on in her life, she always found at least one thing a day to be happy about and thankful for. Happiness Day 3, she acknowledged a walk with her family. The next day, she was thankful for dinner provided by her husband. Happiness Day 12, she was grateful for the love shown to her the day before her surgery. And this picture here is the first picture after her surgery on Mother's Day. What would this world be like if we all decided to find at least one thing a day to be happy about? How would our lives be different if we decided to acknowledge that one thing a day? Individually, we choose how we react to each and every situation. Miss Trail chose to find something happy in the middle of fighting for her health. She owned her life and she did not let her health take over the way she lived. My sister chose to smile at me after my race and tell me that I did a good job even when I got disqualified. One happy thing to be thankful for, or one smile, can lead to great things. This is your life. I can't live it for you, and neither can anyone else. We each have the ability to choose what we do, where we go, who we spend our time with. We choose our reaction to every situation. We all have the ability to wake up every day with an attitude that we have an opportunity to make a difference, whether that be in our own life or in someone else's. Make every day count. I grew up swimming with my sister for 10 years, and through those 10 years, I learned many valuable lessons that I can still apply to my life today. Some were more surprising than others. I learned how to blow bubble rings underwater. I learned how to hold my breath underwater for what seemed like unreasonable amounts of time. But I also learned the importance and the value of training hard every day. There were plenty of days where I did not want to spend 2.5 hours in the water after school every day. Some days I had a lot of homework. My friends were all hanging out, or I did not want to dive into that cold water. But I made the choice to train because my coaches, my family, and my sister were all expecting my best, and I was too. When I got into high school, I realized that I needed to pick a path for college. I could either swim in college or become more active in FFA. I looked at the two paths in front of me. One meant that I could continue to follow my sister, but the other meant that I would take the path of my family's tradition and work in an industry that I became passionate about. Leaving swimming meant that I would not get to spend all the time with my sister that I'd once taken for granted. But it also meant that I could go off and be my own independent person. This was a decision that I was faced with that would make a difference in the friends that I had, the way I spent my time, and the college that I decided to go to. But I had to realize that this was my life. I could not follow someone else's path, not even my twin sisters. I decided to take the FFA path. I am thankful for the years that I spent swimming because I learned to appreciate hard work and dedication, which is something that I can apply to anything in life. I am glad I was a swimmer, but I am glad I took the path that has allowed me to stand here today. It took me years to realize that I didn't have to be a swimmer to be successful in life. I realized that all I had to do was to take my own path and to be my own person. You know, that's all anyone ever has to do in life. I am here to tell you that the only way we won't see success is if we aren't living our lives as our own individual selves. We can't expect to live our lives as someone else and reach our own potential. All anyone can ever ask of us in life is that we be ourselves and do our best in all that we do. And by just doing that, we will be able to reach new heights. People are not going to see how great you are unless you show them who you really are. This is the only life you have to live, so live it. If you aren't going to be who God intended for you to be and live your life as that person, then who will? This is your moment. This is your life. This is your time to live it. Take every opportunity to see the brighter side. Keep your eyes open, looking for ways to make a positive impact in every life you meet. Tennessee FFA, I challenge you to recognize the ability you have to make this life what you want. So live it as you chase your dreams, reach your goals, show this world who you are, and own your life.
Mary Lane, when life gives you lemons, we know to give them to you. You bring love and compassion to every situation. You may be a twin, but you're truly unique. Always stay hydrated, humble, and kind. Thank you for keeping our team as structured as your 8 p.m. bedtime. You are a beautiful difference maker. Love, Will, Julia, Kenzie, Ellie Jo, Elizabeth, Amon, and Aaron. I present to you your Middle Tennessee State Vice President, Mary Lane Minatra.